Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. It's a Chennai special. Me, Gargi Rao, Chubayan Chakrabarti, and Rohit Juglana here. We found the most local spot that we possibly could. All that's remaining is a filter coffee, but nowhere around here that we can get one right now. But the question that we're asking is ahead of India's game against Zimbabwe here at the Chepauk, we're asking, are there going to be any changes in the playing 11? Do we see, and one particular change, Sanju Samson replacing Tilak Verma?
More than the changes, India could be knocked out before playing the India Zimbabwe game. That's the biggest worry right now. With West Indies taking on South Africa in the afternoon game, if West Indies defeat South Africa in Ahmedabad, then it's all but over for the Indian team. And whether they make any changes or not will really not matter in that particular game. But having said that, yes, I am expecting Sanju Samson in the 11, and I'm expecting India to make a couple of changes with Akshar Patel also coming into the playing 11. That would mean I assume that Washington Sundar, the local boy, could make way, or even Rinku Singh for that matter, can be one of the options who can make way for Akshar Patel. But I'm expecting a couple of changes now. It's time for India to put things in the rear view mirror and win matches. Yes, of course they would know what the permutation and combinations are. The scenario is after the West Indies South Africa game, and in case South Africa defeat West Indies, then they will be in for win the next couple of games and move to the semi final. That's the simple scenario.
Rohit, what are your thoughts about the changes that are coming up? Of course, Shubayan says that tonight we will look at the permutations and combinations, and if that doesn't work out in India's favor, then it's all out of the window.
So means, look, mathematically there are possibilities. There are, there are 5, 10 scenarios for India to qualify, for to the semi-finals. But again, the equation is so tough. Means, as Shubhanda rightly said, if West Indies beat South Africa, then the kind of equations you have to cater to go to the next round. Then you have to beat, Zimbabwe, first Zimbabwe by 150 runs, almost 150 to 160 runs. So you can come somewhere around 2 to 3, plus 2 to 3 from minus 2 to 3. And then again, you have to beat West Indies also either from, either you have to chase a target of 150 or 160 in 12 to 14 overs, or you have to make similar kind of difference, 70 runs, 100 runs defeat. So whatever exactly the South Africa did versus you, or whatever the West Indians done versus Zimbabwe, you exactly have to cater those two means those kind of results to get the net run rate in your favor, and which is almost impossible. So when you talk about mathematically, there are multiple permutations and combinations, but then exactly that if West Indies been beaten by South Africa in Ahmedabad and you can win both of your games, nothing easier than this. This is the simple situation, and that's why you know we since last night we were only saying this, that how much you hate South Africa at this point of time, because they beaten you completely convincingly. You have to fold your hands in front of them and say, please beat West Indies.
Will there be an advertisement on now India praying in front of the South African fans?
Maybe or rather a cupcake, means they
What,
don't choke them this time
what
around.
are your thoughts about that advertisement?
If I speak, I'll be in big trouble.
Why? Someone close to you made that ad?
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
That does not fall in our
Category.
in our
Jurisdictions.
Yeah.
category. So why even talk about it? Yes, what they feel is best. They
But I
have
think the broadcasters will be more careful now before
Yeah.
shooting
they,
something like that.
they have spent so much money to gain that broadcasting rights, earn that broadcasting rights.
And then they know their majority of their audience is Indians.
Yes, so I understand what they are targeting. They are targeting the mass audience. They are targeting someone who don't super analyze a cricket game. They just watch a cricket match as a fun,
Just
as an
entertainment.
entertainment.
Yeah.
So I can understand what they are trying to do, but at the same time, uh, it can be a bit respectful, in my opinion. What
Obviously.
they are showing, it can be a
Means
tad
you
respectful.
have to find a kind of neutrality
Yes,
in between.
make it fun.
Yes, we all know that the broadcasters are Indians. Yes, we all know that yes, Indian team is really good, in what they do. But then you have to, apart from Pakistan, bash Pakistan as
No,
much.
Mocha when it first came,
Yeah.
it had humor, it had that pain
And
of a
fine line
Pakistan.
also,
It
very
it
fine
was
line
fun.
of
It
where
was
you have
pretty
to
fun.
stop and where you
Yes.
don't have to cross it.
It was pretty fun, but again that gave the broadcasters or everyone that mileage of you can roast, keep on roasting other teams, and while roasting, sometimes even in comedy circuits we have seen roast can go completely wrong way. It can be taken completely in a wrong way. So there's a very fine line of being respectful and being funny at the same time, while what ads and what the content creators are doing right now, it does not really make sense at this point.
You
So
want a cupcake, Gargi?
No, I don't eat sugar. Okay, a lot of people asking about Abhishek Sharma being replaced in the team. What are your thoughts? Yesterday, not yesterday, day before yesterday, we were talking about the fact that those three ducks did not concern you as much as that performance against South Africa did.
but the visuals we saw at the airport and the team bus with Gautam Gambhir having a very animated chat with Abhishek Sharma, there could be we talked about it even last evening. There could be two results. Either he is telling Abhishek Sharma to not think about it too much and play how he has played so far in his career, or there could be another message that, see, we are resting you for the next game, so don't worry about it. You'll be back very soon in the playing 11. There can't be any more possibilities than these two. But I don't think they will drop Abhishek Sharma. He's still your number one ICC ranked batter. He's still your game changer. He's still your match winner. So I feel Abhishek Sharma will be part of the playing 11. The two players I mentioned who could make way for Sanju Samson and Akshar Patel in the 11 could be, one is Rinku Singh for Akshar Patel, and one is Tilak Verma for Sanju
Sanju
Samson.
Samson.
Your thoughts? Abhishek Sharma being replaced doesn't seem like it's happening.
Means, yeah, it could be the biggest call as far as the T20 World Cup is concerned. And I'm not talking about India specifically here, because dropping your number one batter, yes, I know that those three ducks, and after that, the way he scored against South Africa also didn't give you a lot of confidence. But I think they don't drop him, because he's too big a player. The impact he had just before the T20 World Cup, was immense. And not only Indian, not only Indian experts, but the experts around the world, when you ask them about who will be the top scorer, who will hit most sixes, there was only one name who's ruling the charts, and that was Abhishek Sharma. So, and I still think that there's nothing wrong with the way he was, uh, you know, uh, the way he is approaching the game. It's all about now how prepared the other teams are against him. So one thing is, you being something, you when you come into the when you burst directly into the scenes, you're very new, the teams doesn't have plan against you. Suddenly, your batting is being monitored. The backroom staff will do a lot of research that where you are exactly getting out, and that's what I think South Africa did really well. South Africa in the so just
I think we're good.
so yeah, I think what South Africa did really well is they know the
No,
weakness
Rohit,
of
I think
Abhishek
you're in
Sharma.
danger.
No, no, no,
No, no,
no,
no,
no.
no, no.
Okay.
There's no one in danger.
Apart
Apart
from the
from
Indian team
apart
right
from the
now,
Indian
Oh,
team
did
at
you
this
see?
point of time.
there's
What did
no
you
one
say?
in danger right now apart from the Indian team.
So what I was saying is that Team South Africa did a really, really brilliant homework. They know where to trap Abhishek
Yeah.
Sharma. They did it successfully in that series also, where
Bilateral.
bilateral series. Not in this part, but also last in 2020, I think four also. When India traveled to South Africa, it was only Sanju Samson who was scoring the runs and not Abhishek Sharma in that whole series. Here also, they didn't allow him to score more than 35 runs. And in this game also, they exactly tell the world that what kind of planning you have to do if you have to dismiss Abhishek Sharma. So for me, I think it's going to be really difficult to replace him. But yeah, you can, little bit alter your top order. That's my point here, that just to break the monotony of two left-handers at the very top. So I think that's what this team can do at this point of time. Not saying that they will drop Abhishek Sharma, but just to break the monotony, just change the batting order a little bit.
And the other thing that I want to talk about, Shubhain, here is Chepauk. And we know the kind of reputation it has when it comes to the surface. But what are the conditions that you are expecting here? Obviously, ICC neutral, pitch curators, you're going to see a good contest between bat and ball. But any intel you have on it? We haven't been to the
No,
stadium.
we went
You
we
okay?
went to Chepauk yesterday last evening. We saw the pitch. There are three strips ready for the game. I'm pretty sure it will be the center strip that will be used for the game.
Okay.
But Chepauk track has changed his nature in the last couple of years, more particularly last year. And you saw Stephen Fleming coming out in the press conference multiple times and talking about how they have failed to read the pitch, how they don't know how the Chepauk pitch will behave. It is not a typical spin friendly venue anymore. The outfield has also been relayed before the T20 World Cup, so it's a quicker outfield now. The pitch was relayed 2 3 years back, and now it has become more of a batting friendly wicket. Runs have been scored here in this particular venue. If you see the T20 World Cup, smaller teams have scored 170 180 at least against bigger nations like New Zealand. Canada scored 175 against New Zealand if I'm not wrong. So runs have been scored at this venue, and I expect a high scoring match, unless and until you get a tired wicket like India got in the game against Netherlands, which I don't think will happen because Super 8 match, Chennai know this is the only game they are hosting as far as the India matches are concerned. So in that regard, I am expecting a high scoring match, more than 200 runs at least in the first innings, and Dew will also be a big factor here.
Coastal city and
Yeah,
the amount of
humidity.
moisture in the
Yeah.
air. Rohit, there is one question here. Pijush, Piju, suppose हम World Cup हार जाए तो जीजी कोटक आगरकर को, or basically asking what will happen to the coaching staff if something like that happens.
See, I'm not someone in BCCI and at that position. That's very
You can
above.
repeat Surya Kumar Yadav's
What Surya Kumar Yadav?
when he said, "When I'm in that position, I will tell you."
हाँ, जब मैं वहाँ होऊंगा, जब मैं बीसीसीआई सेक्रेटरी या प्रेसिडेंट होऊंगा तो मैं फिर उस चीज़ का जवाब दूंगा. बट मुझे ये ज़रूर लगता है कि देयर विल बी सम कॉल्स जो मैं अपने एक्सपीरियंस से बता सकता हूँ या जो अब तक हुआ है. लाइक 2019 वर्ल्ड कप, वी ऑल रिमेंबर they sacked Sanjay Bangar.
Yeah.
After that, what happened after the BGT, they sacked Abhishek Nair. And there were,
Dilip will be gone, that's for sure.
मैं मीन्स टी दिलीप तो इसमें मतलब सबसे, अगर वो प्रायोरिटी ऑर्डर
yeah.
बनाया जाए या हायरार्की डिसाइड की जाए तो टी दिलीप का तो उसमें कहीं कुछ रोल ही नहीं है उस हिसाब से. यस, फील्डिंग हैज बीन रियली, मतलब काफ़ी नीचे गिर गई है हमारी फील्डिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स वर रियली डाउन एंड आउट. बट मुझे एक चीज़ लगती है दैट देयर विल बी सम सीरियस क्वेश्चंस, मतलब इस टीम मैनेजमेंट पे, सेलेक्टर्स तो मेरे ख्याल से शायद चीफ सेलेक्टर तो चेंज ही होंगे. बट या दैट्स अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट देयर विल बी सम अदर चेंजेस. बट मुझे नहीं लग रहा है कि एकदम ही आप गौतम गंभीर को बोलोगे चलो भाई आप निकलो, सुधांशु कुटुक को बोलोगे चलो आप भी, चलो मॉर्ने मोकल खत्म आपका भी. तो आई डोंट थिंक ऐसे काम करता है. बट या एक दो तो जाते हैं, वो तो हमने देखा ही है हमेशा.
Yeah, always happens. Shubhan, there was someone who was asking why should we punish Tilak Verma for the failures of Abhishek Sharma, but Tilak Verma has not been at his. He's been underwhelming
It's
in this
not
World Cup.
punishing. It's not punishing anyone. It's always looking
Tactical calls.
taking tactical calls, looking at the best interest of the team. Abhishek has failed only in the last 7, 8, 9 innings. Before that, he was actually bailing you out
Since the Asia Cup.
since the Asia Cup, or since he made his debut for the
Yeah.
Indian team in this format. So just because of Abhishek Sharma, this frailty in the batting order did not get exposed earlier, because Abhishek was bailing you out down the order. Akshar or Dubey or Hardik were
Hardik,
bailing
yeah.
you out. So that is why your Surya Kumar Yadav could enjoy or could witness a extended patch without losing his place in the 11, just because Abhishek was bailing his team out, or the lower order was coming in and scoring runs. Now it is about why you are playing percentage dot balls in that game. Tilak Verma, I am not questioning a role of an anchor in the playing 11, but he's playing too many dot deliveries. 45% dot delivery for a number 3 batter in a T20 game where everything is a do or die match right now. Every match is a do or die game. You cannot afford 40 50% dot ball percentage. Yes, Abhishek is not clicking, but the day he clicks, he will win you match. You don't know. It could be against Zimbabwe and West Indies where Abhishek steamroll past them and score a 30 ball 80 and help you win match. Both the matches there, you don't know. Abhishek has that sort of quality with him. But Tilak Verma, yes, he can be very useful when you are when you are chasing 150, 160 is kind of a total. But you don't know, because Zimbabwe can come here and score 200 runs. You never know. West Indies in Kolkata, it will be a high scoring affair once again. With the firepower West Indies have, with the kind of batting they have been doing in this World Cup, you never know. You might be chasing 250 under the lights at the Eden Garden. So and during that chases, one player who can give you that upper hand is Abhishek Sharma, not Tilak Verma. So that is why we are talking about Tilak Verma. And Tilak Verma, if he gets dropped, you can have multiple combinations in the top three itself. You can open with Sanju and Abhishek, make Ishan bat at three. You can open with Abhishek and Ishan, and you can make Sanju bat at three. So you will have multiple combinations available at you. Looking at the opposition, looking at the bowling combinations they are playing, and that will help you be more tactically astute in the next two games. That is why Tilak for Abhishek Sanju Samson for Tilak Verma in the playing 11.
Yeah, a lot of people asking when the practice session is. India practices from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. today. There is no press conference. Tomorrow there will be the pre-match press conference and an afternoon practice session. So under lights today, afternoon tomorrow. There is one comment here by freaking awesome. Newly relayed Chepauk wicket. It is more batting friendly, but it is a 190 to 220 wicket, but not 250 for sure. Not that flat.
But
He spoke.
but
Yeah.
220 to 250 will depend. If Abhishek clicks give you that 100-run power play or 80-run power play, then you can easily target 250 there. So that is the quality Abhishek or Ishan have at the top of the order.
Yeah, and finally, before we close the show, Rohit, when it comes to Zimbabwe as an opponent, how are you looking at this game? Do you think it will be relatively easier than the South Africa game, and this gives you an opportunity to sort of recalibrate and get your tactical calls right?
So I think what we saw yesterday, they can't switch as far as Zimbabwe team is concerned. They played all of their games in Colombo. They won all of their games in Colombo. There was one game in Pallekele, but that rained out because versus Ireland was that game, and they beat every team. They beat the Sri Lankans or the Australians. They beat in Colombo. So when you talk about Colombo and when you talk about Mumbai, means Wankhede Stadium, there's a lot of difference as far as the pitch conditions are concerned. So somewhere where it grips a bit, where it's hold a little bit, you will see the team Zimbabwe will doing well. But as we all know that this Chennai wicket. So one thing is that the wicket is not relayed last year. The outfield was relayed last year. The wicket was relayed 3 years back. So there is a difference there. So if you see this wicket, you saw the last game here. I think it was a 190 or a 200 game. The first innings average score in this wicket is somewhere in high 180s. So it's not similar kind of ground what we are seeing in this World Cup, that 150, 160 average first innings total are somewhere around that. Yes, second innings total here is somewhere around 160s. But apart from that, it's a high scoring venue if you talk about this World Cup. So I don't think that Zimbabwe, the kind of impact they had in Colombo, means in Premadasa, they will have similar kind of impact here because the conditions are really different here. So, I'm not comparing them with South Africa, but yes, it's going to be a difficult task for India because now they have a pressure on also. It's not only about the win, it's also about the difference of win, and it's also about, means what kind of mindset they went in this particular game, because before this game, when they are entering into the ground, there was a game at that point of time. There will be a game going on at that point of time in Ahmedabad, and that will certainly have a power to hold the future for Indian cricket team as far as this World Cup is concerned. So, a lot of things depend on Ahmedabad when they enter into MH Chidambaram Stadium for this particular game. So yeah, a lot of focus in Ahmedabad, not much focus in Chennai at that point of time.
Okay, final comment, Shubhayan, you can take this one. Indian team by. No, okay, we don't need an anchor innings anymore. Either we win big or lose. So Tilak should make way for Sanju. We've been saying that.
Yes, I mean you are chasing the net run rate right now. So when you see the points table, +5 West Indies, +3.8 South Africa, India are -3.8. So you need to recover from that. Yes, if South Africa defeat West Indies, then things will get slightly easier for the Indian team. Then you need to just win those remaining two matches against Zimbabwe and West Indies to qualify for the semi-finals. But in case West Indies defeat South Africa in Ahmedabad, then you are chasing net run rate and you will have to play, mad cricket and impossible cricket to turn things around, which will be, borderline impossible in my opinion. So see, whoever teams drop further, it will be in the best interest. And right now we are in a situation we should not have been. But yeah, what can we do? Let's see what will happen in the game now.
All right, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Shubhayan and Rohit. We'll be back once the practice session starts, and throughout, we'll be giving all of the updates. So don't forget to join us then. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and have a good day.